Wow, the DAZN curse continues. Another card, this one altogether canceled. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. I'm gonna jump right into it. If you guys notice, the scenery is different. I'm in Northern California. We are experiencing, horrendous fires, the wildfires. So they banged on the door, the cops came, said evacuate. So I'm in a hotel right now. I want to send my prayers out to start this video to everybody who's displaced and going through the struggle. I'm right here with you. They have since lifted the evacuation order, but I had already had the hotel room for the 2 nights, so that's where I'm at. But it was a scary thing, man. It's a scary thing to have somebody tell you that your place, your spot could burn down and you got 5 to 10 minutes to grab everything that you want to save. You know what I mean? So my heart goes out to everybody affected. A lot of acres burned down. The quality of air is horrible. So, 2020 has been rough in that regard, but I'm still here. I'm still working. Whole family is safe. Everybody, that I know is safe. And, we're gonna get through it. But more bad news, the DAZN curse continues. This is a fire that DAZN doesn't seem to be able to put out. ringtv.com, link in the description. Eric Gomez, president of Golden Boy, confirms August 28th DAZN card is now postponed. Hopes to reschedule in the fall. Now, this is very disappointing news because this card, I was looking forward to the main event. I don't really know what was supposed to be on the undercard, but anytime you have cards that fall apart, hurt your schedule. It says Golden Boy Promotions DAZN card scheduled for August 28th has now been postponed. Golden Boy president Eric Gomez told The Ring. The card, which was due to take place Fantasy Spring, yada, yada, yada. It was the fight with Jorge Linares and Javier Fortuna. And again, I was looking forward to that fight. The winner could definitely go on to fight Devin Haney, things like that. And it says right here, according to Gomez, DAZN eventually did approve Hector Tanarea as a replacement to Jorge Linares, who was already in reasonable condition because he had a fight. So he was supposed to fight Mercita Hesta on the Virgil Ortiz, Samuel Vargas. I'm just gonna paraphrase for you guys. Probably make it a little bit easier than reading because I'm not in my normal setup, so I have to keep looking. But Hector Tanarea was supposed to fight a few weeks before on the Virgil Ortiz, Samuel Vargas card, and his fight fell apart last minute, like the night before, because they said Mercita Hesta was sick. He had food poisoning or something. So he got his fight scrapped. Also on that card, Sinicia Estrada, she had an opponent that I guess pulled out late terms, and then they replaced her with some girl with this padded record with 5 wins and 5 knockouts. And then she gets destroyed in 7 seconds, and then people did the background and investigated, and like, who is this girl? How did she get blasted like this? She looked like she didn't even know how to fight. And then come to find out, it was because she fought in club shows against strippers that were off the street. So she wasn't really a pro like that. Bad look. Now, one of Golden Boy's announced fights that were the most anticipated, because they don't really have that many cards, is now canceled. And that's Javier Fortuna versus Linares, because Linares tested positive with the 19. It says Fortuna Tanarea was a substitute. It was never finalized, even after DAZN approved it. So DAZN said, that's a good substitute. We'll pay for that. You can move forward with that fight. Tanarea has signed a new managed deal with Rick Moranegan, and Gomez said Miragan and Tanarea, they needed they needed more time to train, even though he just had a fight that fell apart. So that shows me that they didn't like Javier Fortuna. I told you, Javier Fortuna, he's a MFer. He's a hard style to deal with. So they wanted more time. They said the card is postponed and we're working on alternative, Gomez said. adding they hope to put on this show in the fall, right? It was not that they didn't want to fight Fortuna, it was that they felt there wasn't enough time to be fully prepared for such an important fight, Mirigan said. They did not want to go into the fight on short notice, biggest fight of his life in terms of him stepping up to that level of opponent and his purse. They felt he needed more time sparring. So basically they weren't ready. They know Javier Fortuna he's a threat. He could play spoiler. Watch his fight with Robert Easter Jr. Some people thought he won that fight. So he's a chippy, real rugged type of fighter. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Hector Tanadea, he was just supposed to fight a couple weeks ago. So, you know, he could have probably been ready. And it's funny because old media, they always say certain guys should be ready. Like I remember when Luis Ortiz was considered after Gerald Big Baby Miller failed a drug test for the Joshua fight. Old media was saying that Luis Ortiz should hurry up and be ready. You know, all these guys need to hurry up and be ready to prepare for a big fight of their life, to fight and step in for a title with Joshua. And there should be no excuses, take the opportunity. So Hector Tanadea, you know, same thing. Why Linares pulled out, DAZN approved the fight, and now the card still fell apart. Listen, I'm not here to beat around the bush. I keep it a buck on my channel. And DAZN looks a mess right now. You have Canelo, who's trying to cherry pick a guy that he sparred with, Avni Yildirim, and the WBC was trying to facilitate that and allow for that to happen. They wanted him to fight the Yildirim, and 37 people voted, 36 people voted in favor of Canelo, supposed to be the face of boxing, to cherry pick, right? Instead of letting guys who probably need the belt and need those accolades fight for the title. So that was that. But then DAZN came out and said that they're not willing to pay and they're not interested in Canelo fighting Yildirim on their platform. So this has probably furthered the relationship. There was already tension right there because they said DAZN tried to hack Canelo's pay by 50%. In the words of Eddie Murphy and Raw, half! They try to give him half for fights like Caleb Smith. So you know where they're at right now. They're not going to go for no Avni Yildirim from Turkey. He has no brand in America. It doesn't help you sell the DAZN UK angle and the new markets that they're looking to explore. So you got that. They have Ryan Garcia, who for the last month and a half, 2 months, at least since the 4th of July, so over a month, right? They said he's fighting Luke Campbell. Golden Boy still has not announced his fight. Then it was supposed to go to purse bid. The WBC said, oh, we're doing a purse bid and we're gonna do it live on Zoom. And then on the Zoom call, they said, oh, they reached an agreement and purse bid canceled. But they gave the fans and the people of boxing nothing. They don't tell us when Ryan Garcia is fighting. All they said is a deal's been reached. If you really and truly had a deal reached, then why won't you announce the venue and announce the date? So it looks like more stall tactics. They were given 48 hours extensions. They were given 7-day extensions, and they still couldn't produce, after over a month time, a Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell fight, an actual date. Now you have this. You have Jorge Linares fight canceled, then a substitute opponent, which would be an undefeated fighter, Hector Tanadea. He said he needs more time after DAZN approved it. So if he needed more time, then why did Golden Boy even submit Hector Tanadea without talking to Hector Tanadea? You see how sloppy this looks? Once again, I'm gonna say it again. If Hector Tanadea was thought to be a substitute opponent to fight Javier Fortuna, a very chippy style, for a WBC belt, you know, some type of WBC belt, why did Golden Boy submit that name, Hector Tanadea, to DAZN for approval? Then DAZN approves it, according to this article and report by Dan Rayfield. DAZN approves it, and then they come back and say, oh no, he ain't ready. He needs more time. Then why would you submit Hector Tanadea's name and go through the approval process to get DAZN's buy-in? And then they said, okay, that's good. That's a good substitute in lieu of losing Jorge Linares. And then all that just to find out that Hector Tanadea won't even be ready. This looks sloppy. DAZN, you know, good luck to them. They've made a lot of foolish decisions, and the people that are pulling strings got them looking crazy. Whoever that is, Golden Boy, Eddie Hearn, whoever. There's no DAZN fights on the calendar in America. Where's Matchroom Boxing USA? Where's Golden Boy? Their best fight just fell out. You know what I mean? And this is a paid application, $20 a month or $100 a year or whatever it is, right? And their fights are falling apart. They're pulling programming like the Change Up show, Pat McAfee show. They're not adding crazy good content. Their fights, Ryan Garcia is still not announced. Canelo seems to have beef with DAZN, and they're trying to slice his pay. Canelo's being ridiculed for trying to cherry pick Avni Yildirim. Jorge Linares got sick. His replacement, which was a cool substitute, that's not happening. That fell apart. Golden Boy looks sloppy. And then on top of all of this, you're having Oscar De La Hoya, and he's saying he's coming out of retirement at age 47. Listen, dire times, desperate times call for desperate measures. This looks so crazy. De La Hoya has to come out of retirement to give DAZN a fight. De La Hoya is going to get a fight before Canelo. What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. Man, it looks crazy to me. It looks very chaotic, very disorganized, and I told you, content is king. You need good fights, especially when you're charging baby pay-per-views, you know, 20 a month. That's in a pair. People, I just told you, I'm displaced from my living environment, you know what I mean, off of these fires. People don't have extra money. The pandemic, COVID, California wildfire, people don't have extra money just to be throwing out when your schedule keeps falling apart. Meanwhile, PBC, your competitor, has launched this Fox schedule, crazy. You know, obviously the biggest fight so far is Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, but we still don't know where Caleb Plant, Adrian Broner, Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, Dominic Brazil, you know, there's a lot, Adam Kaunaki, there's a lot of guys that haven't been accounted for that still could show up on this PBC Fox schedule or Showtime or whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, Golden Boy is taking a month of Sundays trying to make Ryan Garcia versus a mediocre opponent, which is Luke Campbell. That's not no big blockbuster fight. He just got stopped a couple fights ago and he lost to Jorge Linares. And then now DAZN just looks crazy. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me in the comment section, but it just looks a mess, man. It's like non-stop. You gotta provide. You gotta provide for your fan. Golden Boy, you know, we'll see. De La Hoya saying he's coming back. Let's see who he's fighting. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We work.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.